Birdcage is a project initiated by two French curators, Matthias Geoffroy and Daniela Ballet. And they've been asking artists to host shows, art events in different locations. So they came to me and I wanted to do something in Chinatown. I find it very interesting how it's a mixture of Asian cultures. And the difference between the Asian stores and restaurants is pretty subtle, I think, for Westerners. But for Asians themselves, it's quite obvious what the differences are. And I wanted to somehow connect this to my practice in music, where we use different sounds, we use different materials, we use untraditional objects to make music. But for us, the differences are subtle but very important and significant. And we try to make music, new music, out of these different kind of objects. I chose this unused storefront because I thought it was always interesting how in the Netherlands you could always see through windows, through other people's homes. And in Asian cultures, it's very rare that you could see into other people's house. So I find this wall, this transparent wall window, very interesting. And I wanted to play with this, this gaze of people looking in and looking outside. From the outside, you could see 4 stages, 4 musicians on different levels. We built vertical stages. And from the outside, you could see them very clearly, but you can't hear anything. As opposed to that, in the inside, you could only see half of the stage, but you could hear what all the musicians are playing.
Well, the instrument I'm playing is this analog box called the Forces. It has a bunch of metal points off of it coming off and some knobs on top.
I play cello and I also do voice, and I started as a classical musician at maybe about 5 years ago at this point. I switched from classical music to doing more experimental type music, and what I do now with the instruments are not it's not necessarily conventional playing, though I don't rule it out, but I use a lot of extended techniques and different sounds for both the voice and for the cello.
I'm working this time at the hardware lab, so I help artists in technical wise build my own instruments and stuff. Tonight I played, as you see, typewriter, radio, cassette, and this kalimba, and the harmonium.
My character here is One Thong, and it's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek character. One Thong sort of manifested himself. It kind of took over my personality, I suppose. What I've done is I've mic'd it up just with a piezo mic, and it's going through effects on Zoom, and a bit of a delay effect, so it creates a really weird sound, and it's a bit like screaming and singing sometimes. I've also got this. It's a little chicken toy, and I've also got a microphone attached to that. It's funny because my character is very Chinese, so it was really nice to be able to actually work with all these people, and it made sense. It made sense that I'm sitting in a Chinese shop front in Chinatown in Amsterdam.
I think that this kind of particular mix of Asians is really interesting because there's Korean, and then there's also biracial Asians like my son, and also Carolyn and Taku, and then me. It's even more diverse in a way because none of us actually live in the country that our origin is from, and so we're all immigrants in a way, and that is a really rare thing, I think.
You are watching CRTV.